Hey folks, if you're having issues shifting a 10-speed manual transmission, I got some news for you. It's easier than you might think. Hang on and I'll show you how. Okay, so if you're having trouble shifting a manual transmission in a tractor trailer, you got to remember a few things. It all starts with seat adjustment. Now, when you get in these beasts, you need to make sure that your legs, your thighs, are parallel to the floor. Okay? Make sure that the steering wheel is roughly a fist distance above your thigh. That'll set you up at the right level to sit so that you can engage the clutch properly and let the gears engage properly by using the clutch properly. So, in essence, seat adjustment is the key to shifting this truck. Timing is another key. When you get to the point where you're using throttle to take off, you're wrong. Trucks don't require throttle to take off, to start moving. There's a lot of torque in this engine. It's a massive diesel engine. It will actually start the load moving. That's what it's designed to do. It wants to do it. Use the lowest gear that you need to use to get this vehicle to start moving. With an empty trailer, no problem at all. With a loaded trailer, it's gonna take a little bit, and then you're gonna have to give a little juice, because that's just all there is to it. So let's take a look at the way I have myself set up here. Then you can see how you should really be doing it. As you can see, I'm parallel to the floor. The steering wheel, I don't know if you can see that, is a fist distance above my thigh. I can reach the steering wheel without struggling. And now I'm going to press this clutch pedal all the way to the floor, and that completely takes the clutch out of the picture. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to push in the brakes. Yellow before red, or it's dead. Now, we're going to hold the shifter in a particular fashion. So if you'll notice, I'm not going to hold the shifter like this. I'm not going to hold the shifter like this. If I hold it like this, I'm always going to want to pull it to my leg. If I hold it like this, I may break this top piece off, because this is only held down with steel screws underneath here into an aluminum base. This is made out of plastic. So we can snap it off if we pull on it like this or push on it like that. If we end up ramming this thing into gear, down here where it hooks up to the transmission, way down inside there, it's hooked to the transmission. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run my fingers on top of this shifter like this. This is where we're going to use to shift the truck, just like that. This will allow our hands to slip off if we jam it into gear, and it won't go into a gear. It'll let our hands slip off the shifter so that we don't end up breaking the shift lever. We're going to change that. Let's not call it a shift lever. It's a shift knob or a switch, because what you're doing with this, you're operating with your fingers. You don't operate it with your whole hand, because you'll break it. Let's put it in first gear. Oh, it doesn't want to go. So what I do is I ease off the clutch just a little tiny bit, and it drops right in, just like that. Top, right in there. Nice and easy. That's first gear. So this is what we call our soft wall. See how it just bounced back? There's a spring in the top plate of that transmission, and a little metal piece that causes this to come back out like that. That's what we as drivers use to know where the shifter is in the pattern, the H pattern that we use to shift this truck. Okay, so this down here, this will be first gear. So the shift rails, there are 3 of them. long bars that run this way and this way inside the transmission, just like your fingers are doing right now. So we're going to run this up, and this here, this is reverse. See how it just clicked in? I had to ease off the clutch a little bit like I told you before. That'll be reverse. Now we're going to pop it into, oh, it came over, look. See that soft wall? Back here, that's first gear. We want third gear because we're empty. So, we're now in third gear. Notice it went to the shift wall, straight back into third gear. So we're in third gear. What we're going to do to engage this vehicle to make it go forward is we're going to lightly ease off the clutch just a little bit, and we're going to feel it catch and move. Okay? There we go. Now, I pushed it back down, and we're going to let this thing stop. Okay? Use that brake lightly. Okay? We're going to just ease off a little bit, feel it catch. Right? And we're moving again. Okay, now we know where that point is, where this clutch catches. What you want to do is you want to make sure you know where that is and ease off the clutch and not let it jump. We're letting it catch and it's taking off nice and smooth. Feel how that was? Well, see how that was? That was nice and smooth. We want to stop in the same manner, so don't jam on the brakes when you're trying to stop. These are air brakes. So we don't want to do this because that sucks. We don't want to do that. So we'll not do that anymore. What we're going to do is this right here. Nice and easy. We'll feel it catch. Wow, look at that. How much different is that? Okay? And now that we've got this thing moving, here's what we can do. I'm going to just press the clutch in just enough to make that clutch move away from the flywheel. Just enough. Okay? See how it's not doing anything? That's just a little tiny bit. Okay? Just a little tiny bit. When we do that, let me back up. Looks like it's time for a regen, and the ABS is going crazy back there on the trailer. So we'll deal with that in a little while. All right, now got enough room to do the next step here. So we're going to come into third gear again. All right, we're going to ease forward just enough to feel it catch. Ooh, here we go, right there. Nice. We're moving again, and now press the clutch in just a little tiny bit. And put this into neutral, let it off, and then put it into gear. That is called double clutching, and you need to learn how to do that first before anything else. The double clutching is an integral part of shifting this truck properly. I know you're going to hear a lot of guys, oh, float the gears, float the gears. Yeah, that's fine. Floating the gears will work, but it also shaves off a lot of gear. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use some throttle. So let me back up again. All right. And what I'll do is I'm going to bring it to an RPM where I can shift it, and you can see the interaction as we shift it. Okay, let's get into third gear again. We're going to go from third to fourth. So, clutch to neutral, clutch to gear, fourth, clutch neutral, clutch gear. You see how I got it back into gear before it dropped below 10? Well, that's what we got to do. And following those simple steps, you'll be shifting like a pro too. Not hard to do.